you guys? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Put In Work. I am Niyah Nel, and we are here today with Evan Barlow.
Fresh off the stove, I'm hot and I'm ready. Came to the door with some money on the telly. Ready to go, I'm stacking my fetty. Foot full gas, gon' drive like Petty. They said don't know, he back in the building. Rack up a million.
So we're out here in Richmond, Virginia, but where exactly are we, Evan? This is really dope.
We are at my secret spot that I come to. Well, it's not really secret, it's at a park, but nobody comes here. It's usually just me, some homeless people every now and then, but...
It's like your fun sway.
Yeah, exactly.
What does it mean to you?
It's just, like, I bring my dog down here. There's a little workout spot that I can walk to from here that I work out at and come down here afterwards. She runs around and swims and stuff. I just sit and think, meditate, listen to new music, listen to my music.
It's definitely what I do out here.
Yeah, I don't really write out here. I only write in one spot at home, but get ideas out here and just get inspiration.
Yeah, definitely.
From my surroundings.
Definitely a lot of that out here. So you are Evan Barlow, but you have a band collectively go by Evan Barlow Music.
Right.
So who's a part of your band?
I guess it's a little weird that we say that, Evan Barlow Music, the more we think about it. I mean, it's just, I don't know, we were going to do a band name, but then it was like, we're not really a band because sometimes I use a different drummer. Andrew is usually my DJ, but I have used a different DJ before.
Andrew Hypes.
Yeah, Andrew Hypes. He's my producer, DJ, brother, friend. Not real brother, but he's like a brother. And then my drummer is Isaac Friend, but I've used different drummers, so I always try to perform with a drummer and a DJ. In the very beginning it was us three all the time when we were on the road and everything. I've used Thomas before. He drums for Sonny and Gabe too.
Okay. The one that wears the headband a lot. Yeah, I know who that is.
Thomas is fucking crazy, man.
He's really awesome.
Yeah, he's really good.
I actually caught him at Broccoli Fest.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah. They're ill. They got a lot of good shit on there. So yeah, I mean, it's just me, Evan Barlow.
Yeah.
We said Evan Barlow Music because it's just something I like to use for the website and the handle. Evan Barlow was taken.
The image, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy, Evan Barlow Music on every handle and my website. It's all the same. Something like that.
So here in Virginia, when you kind of look at the music scene, it's more so eyes on like the 757 area. What's the music scene like here in Richmond? You guys have your own like little acronym RVA. It's like a culture of its own around here. So
yeah, I mean the music scene's dope out here, man. You got, I mean, it's just, RVA is not that big of a city, but it's a big enough city to where I think for me, especially, I know when I hear a musician's name, I usually have heard of them or seen them before. Like we got, as far as hip hop goes, there's Mike Millions, Radio Bliss, Nicholas F, Noah O, Charged Up, ENT. Like there's a lot of different people out here putting work for the city, and like, they always do shows and showcases, and there might not be a lot of people, but like they're always still trying. You know what I mean? Still showing love. Yeah. So I mean, I know all of them pretty well. I know Radio probably the wellest out of all of them, but I respect anybody who's on their hustle. Any musician out here making music, even if I don't like your music, I still respect it. And there's also, it's further than hip hop too. Diamond, throw that stick, just shoot like a wacky in the face with it, man. Drop it! But I mean, there's all kinds of genres out here. The Camel put on different shows like alternative, indie, rock, blues, jazz. I don't go to a lot of live shows. I really like to sometimes, but I just don't have the time to go out there. But there's music out here for sure. It's just smaller than the 757 is bigger.
Just a lot more, many more areas.
Yeah.
So when did your start in music begin?
I started writing when I was like 14 probably, just messing around with some friends of mine. My friend Jermaine Dabney put me on. He had a mic and I was just messing around one day and I wrote something. He was like, let's record it. So he was always real open to have me come over and record. So I would do it a little bit through like 9th, 10th grade, and I steered away from it because like drugs and everything and life. And then when I got clean again, I started making music probably about 2.5 years ago, seriously. I started just writing it, and then I just was researching ways to make my music sound better, because I engineer my own stuff for the most part, and I'll have somebody master it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. But I started doing that, Googling ways to make my music better, and probably like a solid 2 years I've been doing it, seriously. Started like 2.5 or 2 years, seriously.
So I just listened to, on the way here actually, I was listening to recent project with Fix,
Right.
which my guy Sinatra actually told me he helped you like with the creative direction behind that. Thought that was cool.
Yes, Sinatra did everything.
When listening, I noticed that you talk a lot about like your past and what you overcame, and how that's helped bring you to where you are right now.
Right.
So how has that helped impact you as a rising artist?
The Fix was basically a project we put together for, because I had one mixtape out, Trials of Triumph, and it wasn't really saying anything, so I put this 5-song EP out where I talked about myself a lot, and it was more recovery based than anything else, and I'm left-handed, so that's why I like a little distro. But I wanted people to know who I was, and we were supposed to release a project after that sooner, but I just been stacking music. So the Fix is like, number one is the Fix. It's about what I went through, and my story with heroin. Like I was a heroin addict for like 3 years, and I got clean and sober from everything. February 7, 2012. Right after my mom passed away. No, right before my mom passed away, like a week later, I was in jail. And I've been trying to get clean for years and years and years, like ever since I was 17. I was in and out of rehab. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Finally, I decided to get clean. So I'm in recovery, so like going to these meetings and stuff, I see that there's not a lot of people talking about it in the music scene and like sharing their message with these kids who are struggling, thinking that there's no solution or alternative route. So I started writing what I went through in hopes to help other kids going through the same thing. So that's basically what the Fix was. There was one experimental song. Get down! There was one experimental song on there called So What, which was like a shot. Not a shot. Yeah, it was like an EDM song where we didn't really make fun of drinking and partying, but we showed that you could have a good time even if you don't drink or do drugs, you know what I mean? And a lot of my friends drink and do drugs, and that's cool. I just can't handle it. If I start drinking or smoking, it's going to lead me to what I really want, which is heroin, and then it's going to take me straight down to where I was, jails and rehabs and stuff. So I just got to stay away from it all. And so that's what that project was about. And the next project, we're going to broaden it, where it's not all about that, so it's not overpowering. It still shows who I am as a person.
So I saw you about like a month ago, I want to say, at the Rebel E Showcase, which is actually why we're here now, because of your performance. I was like totally astonished by it. That song, what is it called? Fight?
Fight, yeah.
Oh my God, is that out there yet?
No, not yet.
You gotta put that out there.
We just did the video for that, and it's almost done. A guy named YC Imaging shot the video. Once the video's done, we got like 4 or 5 more stacked up. It's gonna be one of the first ones we release for sure.
That's definitely a very heavy-hitting record.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I was talking to you a month ago, you were out in LA building out there. So what are some of the experiences you've been through, traveling and trying to build elsewhere?
I mean, any opportunity we get to go somewhere, like I go to Florida all the time pretty much. I'm going there next week. There's a lot of people out there in Miami who I work with. And LA, we flew out there just to network and work on the album at Paramount Studios. So we were out there for a week. We were at Paramount, and then I can't remember the other one, but we were just re-recording a lot of stuff and having somebody who has some credits mix and master the songs. Like I wanted people who had mixed big records before to mix these, and like we just flew out there. We got the opportunity to know some people who knew some people, and we were out there working for like a week. And when I go to Florida, it's like the recovery scene in Miami and Lauderdale and Delray is huge. So I'll go out there and speak at the treatment centers or like rap for the kids in recovery, and like they don't see stuff like that. They're used to like just regular hip hop without a message or a message that they can relate to.
Something that's very lacking in today.
Yeah, I mean, there's messages in hip hop, of course, but there's not one that's really touching base with what I'm talking about, like the heroin, the crack, and like anybody who's ever had serious, like those type of drug problems. So I'm only talking about what I know. So like kids see that, and it's cool that they'll fly me out there to speak at the rehab, and one of them offered me a job out there and stuff, but it's just, there's not much, in recovery it's about giving back, so there's not much money in it. So it's hard to just move out there without being able to be like stable money-wise.
So would you say like the past addiction and being able to touch other people's lives that are kind of dealing with that, does that help shape your art?
I think that it makes me feel really good when I get these messages from kids, or not even kids, just people who are telling me that their music helped them maybe get clean, or they love my message. Maybe they had a brother who overdosed, and they say it's glad that to see somebody who's changed their life around. And it's not necessarily like a pat on the back feeling, but it just makes me feel good. Like, I don't expect that, but it feels good when I get that. That's what that's the ultimate goal, is to change people's lives through music.
Absolutely.
Let them hear this music and see that there's another way out. So it makes me feel really good, because that's the goal. So yeah, definitely.
So the relationship between you and Andrew Pipes, he's pretty, he's growing. I hear his name a lot. We didn't even know him.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? As you guys partner up?
I was at Sam Ash getting some music equipment, and I was spending it. I had a good amount of money back when I first started. I'd saved up, and the management we were working with helped us out. So I was buying a Neumann microphone and like some compressors and software equipment, and I was spending like a couple thousand, and he saw that I was serious about it, so he said, "I make beats, check them out." I was like, "All right." And then I went to his SoundCloud, and it was like everything I heard, I was like, "Yeah, this kid is dope." I could tell by his stretch of genres that that's what I wanted, because I'm not just hip hop. It's just music. It's music.
You guys challenge each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Has your sound kind of changed since you started working with him?
I don't think it's changed. Maybe it's broadened, like things that I was nervous about doing. Well, even back then, I was still writing it. I just never would release it. But this go around, we're gonna start releasing some of this stuff. It's different. It's not just hip hop. It's like music. It's all different fabrics of music. Like there's different qualities of music, and like we're putting out songs that I don't even know to describe them as alternative, or like a cross between hip hop and alternative and indie rock. Like, it's all different music. So.
What are a few classic records you say that you guys have on your hands?
Of ours? There's one that I really like that we're trying to adjust the name. It might come out how I got it right now. It's called Butter Toppin'. And it's like this Imagine Dragons, like an AWOL Nation, with a hip hop feel, instrumental. My boy Will Perry actually played the guitar on it, and I wrote the song just to a 4-bar guitar loop. And I was like, let's put some beat behind this and see, because I was writing it for a singer at first, because I write a lot of reference too. And then we just liked the record so much, we're like, let's keep it.
You sing
a little bit, like, just, I stay in my range.
Yeah.
I can't do anything crazy. And then there's another one called Need No Liquor, which is attributes to what I'm about. Like, it's a song about how there's this girl in the club, and she's so bad that I don't need no liquor to have her. And that's a dope song. I don't even know. It's like an R&B, hip-hop cross, fight, Rage Against the Machines, hip-hop-ish, Kanye-ish. Kanye's one of my favorite artists.
You got some new sounds coming.
Yeah, there's gonna be some different stuff on this one for sure. And then I got a record with Sonny and Gabe.
Dope.
Called Brown. It's real different. I don't even know. Sonny played the instruments and Gabe made the beat, and it's crazy.
Yeah, man, like, when I saw you at their show, like I said, that's why we're here today, because I was just so impressed by you. Like, your freaking presence is, like, electrifying.
Thank you.
I had no idea, like, I never heard your music before then, but I went deeper into looking after that.
Yeah.
So, what is it like for you performing on stage in front of crowds and stuff, especially, like, when you're traveling?
Man, that's like home to me. Like, I get out there and everything I'm thinking before I go on stage, like if I'm gonna forget my lyrics or mess up, just everything goes away. And I feed off the energy of the crowd. So when the crowd is dead, it's dull, but I still go in. And when the crowd's hype, I lose it right away. Like, we just did this show at the Broadberry, and the crowd right off the bat started like mosh pit and jumping up and down like 30 seconds into my set, and I was already jumping in the crowd just because I was so hyped. Like, I love seeing people get live to our music. It's like the best feeling in the world.
Do you have any crazy concert experiences?
I mean, there was a mosh pit at one of our shows, which was really cool. And that was actually like the last show we did at Broadberry. It was like a father show. We opened for this dude's father. And these kids were spazzing, like fighting each other in the mosh pit, and I was like, should I jump in there? And I was like, nah. And I didn't end up getting in there, but that was wild.
I think they did a mosh pit in Virginia Beach too for like Breeze Park.
Really?
Just jumped in the crowd.
Yeah. I was jumping in there at first, but there was no mosh pit when I was jumping. We were just jumping at the fun. Then they started legitimately moshing. That's just pretty crazy. But I mean, we've been all over, man. We've done shows with Waka Flocka. We did like 3 shows with him up in New York. And, of course, Shag Fest was awesome. Like,
Last year?
Yeah. We were on the main stage performing for like that many people. It was crazy. Florida, DC. I mean, we had some pretty fun shows for sure. Yeah.
So I was doing a bit of research on you, and I noticed that you had the opportunity to be in the presence of Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you like do a show, open up for him or something?
Nah, just his trumpet player, O-War, is my homie. And we followed each other on Twitter or something. I might have followed him, he followed me. I probably followed him because I don't know why he would follow me out of nowhere. And he followed back, I DM'd him, and we had the song Triumphant, which is what it says it is. It's this big song. It's more poppy, and it was on the Fix. We never released the video for it. We're waiting for the right time in the world to release it. It's a deep video. So it's been like a year and a half since we've done that video. But I met him, or I messaged him, and I was like, I got this song, yo. Diamond down. Hey. I got this song where you would sound great on with some horns. You down to lay horns? He's like, yeah, for sure. Emailed it to me. I emailed it to him. At first he was like, I'll go in the studio and record it. And I was like, I mentioned maybe coming out there to work. He was like, for sure, you can fly out. I land. We get back from Africa or from our tour. So-and-so. So I was like, all right, we'll get a hotel. He was like, no, just stay with me. So we flew out to Seattle for a week. Stayed in O-War's house with Anna, which is Macklemore's dancer, their husband, and I think they're married. They have a kid together, and they had a show while we were out there. We got to go backstage. Like I got to go sit in the studio with Ryan Lewis and Mac and O-War and just sit and listen to them make listening to beats. They weren't making any records, and I took a couple Snapchats, but I never saved anything. I saved them, but I deleted them because they were like coming out the film, so I felt bad.
Yeah.
But I got some Snapchats of it. Sorry if you're watching this. And then, so after that, I just got to talk to him. I got to go backstage and talk to Mac, and he's in recovery too, so it's cool just being able to see somebody else in recovery be able to travel the world and do what they want. And I was never like a huge fan of his music because I only heard what was on the radio at the very beginning. I never really took the time to listen, and then after getting to know him, I took the time to listen, and like, it's actually really dope. Like all his songs have meaning, concept writer, and that song Jimmy Iovine is really crazy that he's got. But it was just it was a cool experience getting to meet him and hang out with him. I never asked him for like pictures or wasn't fanny or nothing like that. I was just like chilling like the homies, you know what I mean? So now me and O talk all the time. I call him when I need advice. I can go. If they're ever doing a show in the United States or something, I can call them and be like, yo, I'm trying to come out to the show. And that way I could do it. You know, I didn't want to ruin my chances by just being all fanny. So I wanted to be part of. Like, you got to build relationships naturally. Like that. That's how you go far in this way.
So when I was reading up on you, like you have a crazy music influence, like from Justin Timberlake, Tupac, to 112. You gotta explain that.
It's just how I grew up was on like Leonard Skinner, Elvis Presley. I grew up Southern Baptist, went to church every Sunday, under country, no stoplights. Dad was always blaring Southern rock, like Elvis. And then when I turned like 11 or 12, I was going on a field trip or something, and my cousin had just got a CD player, and I didn't have any CDs. And my older cousin was like 17, and she had a bunch of CDs. So I was like, can I borrow your CDs? So I took her CD case, and then the first CD I put in was...
You ever find yourself being compared as a rapper? Because I know you've got this 1,000 times. You kind of sort of remind me of MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah. So how do you react to that? How does that settle for you?
I mean, of course you're gonna... I mean, if people think that I sound like a certain artist, that's their opinion. I mean, I like MGK. I like MGK's music. I've met him. I've chilled with him personally. We went out on the boat together. Like, he's a cool dude. People say I sound like Yellow Wolf. People say I sound like Eminem. That's just
Basically,
the
they're
thing. That's
marginalizing.
just how it goes. I mean, but if you hear the new project, I don't sound like anybody, and I can't help it. I'm not trying to sound like anybody when I make my music. It's me. It's what I come up with when I'm sitting down. Of course, I'm influenced by different artists who I like at the time.
So you're under management with Dave Lighty, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's the brother of somebody incredibly legendary, Chris Lighty, within the industry.
Right.
So he obviously has status. If not, you can do the same.
Yeah.
How does that relationship come about? How do you walk into that?
My Andrew's homie Shay. You want to try it? You gotta hit the bottom. Yeah, I'll hold it. It's strong.
That's the real good.
Yeah. It's kind of burnt right now. It kind of tastes like ash. So. It's nicotine I used to drop in. But Andrew's homie Shay, actually he just texted me, and he's at the airport. And I'm fixing that.
Look at that.
He met Andrew somehow, and Andrew showed him our music. I think Andrew was playing him beats at first, trying to get him to like play Dave some beats, and then he's like, I'm working with this artist at Barlow, it's our project to fix, and Shay showed it to Dave, and Dave was just like, he got the vision of what we were trying to do. So they drove down from New York to meet with us at Andrew's house, and we talked about what his goal was, what he wanted to do, what my goal was, what we wanted to do. So Shay introduced us, and then Dave was Shay's homie, so they signed to manage us both. That was back in November, and they were like, so let's get this project together. Once we get a new project together, he's up in New York right now setting up meetings for us. That's why we're stacking everything, because I can't post about it and tweet about it all the time, and like everybody else does, like doing this, doing that. I kind of am quiet because I want to wait until it actually happens.
I read a quote from, I believe it was Theodore Roosevelt, walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're stacking up everything while he's in New York setting up meetings, publishing meetings and labels and stuff. So when we go, we can be like, bam, we got this whole project. It's mastered by so-and-so from Paramount, so-and-so. We got 6 videos, shot with threads. Right. It's all ready to go. Instead of like last time we just put it out and we're like, now what? Like, now we got a plan. So he's working.
With this open direction, he doesn't, try to manipulate the situation at all, or so.
Nah, I mean it's like we got creative control.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I send him records all the time, and even if I send him a record, she's hot. Like I don't need that. Even if I send him a record that. It's not necessarily for me. I've been writing a lot lately too. I'm just songwriting, country, pop, indie, everything else. And so while we're working on the album, we're trying to get that popping up too. But he never tells me, stick to this, stick to that. He's like, do what you want. He's not hounding me at all. He's just working in silence while I work in silence.
So what's next for everybody? I know you say you're stacking up. That's basically what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah. Right now,
Gearing up.
just keep making music. I've pretty much got the album songs picked out, or the LP songs. I'm trying to pick like 11 to 13 solid records. I'm flying to Florida next week to work with my business partner, Tyler Soden. We're going to come up with the design, concept, all the songs and everything. They're almost done. And then after that's finished, we get the merchandise picked out. We decide the budget for the merchandise. We decide how we're going to make the turnaround. We decide what meetings we're going to take as far as if we go out to a publishing deal or not. When we talk to Dave. But hopefully new music's coming. The new project should be out by hopefully July the latest.
Yeah, this is refreshing to hear right now. We hear all this business and logistics behind the music.
Yeah.
You often deal with rising artists, but it's very refreshing.
It's a
Have a plan.
process. Yeah. It's not like we're just sitting around. Like, everything has a purpose. And even though I can't tell people, like I know the music's not gonna die. Good music, real music lasts. So I know it's not going nowhere. I don't have to tweet every day like it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. When it comes, I can just say it's here.
Fresh off the stove, I'm hot and I'm ready. Came to the door with some money on the telly. Ready to go, I'm stacking my fetty. Foot full gas, gon' drive like Petty. They said don't know, he back in the building. Rack up a million, tell us a billy. Grew up on soul and pack my belly. So everything that I drop go in the city. Fresh off the stove, I'm hot and I'm ready. Came through the door with some money on the telly. Ready to go, I'm stacking my fetty. Foot full gas, gon' drive like Petty. Everybody popping at the mouth, get litty. Nose jive, 4-5 ain't petty. Leave a hater dead in the street, you don't want no beef, boy. Pop it like a bottle of confetti. I've been drinking so long, I'm so gone. You ain't fucking with me up at the level, I be killing hater, go home. You don't want none. I ain't drank none in a minute, but I know it's in my blood and I'm on one. You 4-1. If you're stepping to me, get defeated. Crickets and prickers, I'm feeding haters the clip that they slipping, gripping the pistol and hit them right up in the right up in the right up in the right. Get dropped off, throw the top off. When I'm riding through the city so clean, I pull up on scene, I'm the only dope fiend in the rap game. Still OD. Drop more hits than Muhammad